All right, the dining room of the Lynch's home, Sunday night. Wendy, 32, and Tom, 35, Lynch sit at the dining table in their 1960s ranch-style house in distress. Wendy wears an apron outside her blue and white polka dot dress. Tom wears a sweater vest with a button-up shirt, khaki pants, and horn-rimmed glasses. The table is adorned with 2 lit candles and set for 4.
Let's just tell them that the dinner's off.
Tom, don't be ridiculous. We've been trying to get the Andersons to come over for ages. This is your chance to let Arthur know what a great underwriter you are, and it's about time that he gives you a promotion.
But...
He looks over to the pantry and the kitchen uneasily. There's a faint rattling noise coming from inside the pantry. The pantry doors bang slightly against the big lock that's hooked into the handles of the doors.
With that thing in the pantry, we're in no condition to wine and dine my boss.
We'll make it the right condition. That's why I put a lock on the pantry doors.
Why do we have to keep it in here?
Do you want it out there? And run around the backyard and make that awful noise? The Fosters would love to poke their noses over the fence and enjoy the free show.
Right, the Fosters.
Besides, it's this tiny, tiny, adorable little creature. When I found it in the mailbox this morning, I don't think it can hurt a fly.
I don't know. It's got fangs.
Teeny, tiny little fangs.
Why don't we just set it free? Return it to the wilderness or something.
Because the note that came with it says, take good care of it.
It could have been sent to us by mistake.
You think your father could send us something by mistake? His signature is on that note.
Right. The old man refuses to talk to us for years, and all of a sudden he sends us a pet.
The pantry door rattles louder. Tom looks over at the pantry again.
You think it can understand us?
Well, it can't. Can it? I mean, it's just a chinchilla of some sort.
Tom, you probably weren't wearing your glasses. It's got 3 eyes.
3 eyes?
Maybe it's a rare species that your father has been studying.
Ding dong, the doorbell rings. Both Wendy and Tom are startled and stand up.
Goodness gracious, they're here. How do I look?
You look great, honey.
Wendy flattens Tom's hair and adjusts his collar.
Ready?
Yes.
Wendy takes a deep breath, puts on a big smile, then goes to the door and opens it. Enter Arthur, 55, and Eileen Anderson, 52. Arthur is wearing a 3-piece suit with a gold pocket watch. Eileen is wearing a mink coat and a silk scarf. They both exude an air of high-class status.
Hi, sweetheart.
He gives Wendy 2 pecks on the cheeks.
We were just admiring your hydrangeas. Sorry. I'd say they'd look even better if you trimmed blooms a little bit.
Of course. Here, let me take your coats. My, what a gorgeous mink coat, Eileen.
Thank you. I thought about giving it to someone else, but Arthur kept reminding me how little wear I get out of it since he bought it for me in Paris.
That's where I got down on one knee.
Oh, how romantic. I still keep the scarf that Tom brought me the first Christmas that we started dating. Do you remember, honey?
Tom, who's been awkwardly standing on the side, comes forward.
Yes, they were running a special, and I thought it would look good with your complexion.
How are you, son?
He shakes Tom's hand, who shakes back limply.
I'm good, sir. How are you?
For the millionth time, call me Arthur. You heard about the protest at the Democratic Convention?
Yes, sir. I mean, Arthur. I saw it on the news. It seemed quite intense.
The nerve of these hippies. They know nothing about the war. All they do is smoke grass and fantasize about communism while our boys are fighting.
Darling,
you're
you promised
muted.
no politics.
You got muted.
Nicole, you're
Sorry,
muted.
me?
Nicole somehow got
There she-
muted.
Sorry, got a phone call and I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. You know how I get about these things.
Wendy?
Come sit at the dinner table. I'll go get the roast out of the oven. Tom, would you fix our guests some drinks?
Sure.
Wendy exits. Arthur and Eileen sit down at the table.
Would you guys like some wine?
A cab would be great.
I'll get it out of the pantry.
Wendy hears this in the background and freezes. Tom also realizes what he has just said.
I'm sorry. I forgot that we just ran out of wine. Would you like some milk?
Arthur and Eileen exchange a baffled look.
Well, that's an unusual choice of beverage, but why not?
Tom gets up from his seat and goes to the fridge to get some milk. Wendy looks over her shoulder and sees that the Andersons are talking to each other and whispers to Tom.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry.
Don't mess up again.
Wendy walks to the dinner table with a tray of roast beef and starts carving and serving it up. Tom comes back with a jug of milk and pours everyone a glass.
That's most wonderful. Wendy, you must tell me your recipe.
Oh, well, it's a family secret. But I can tell you this much. It's all in the seasoning. I make some salt, garlic, rosemary, and...
A loud stomach grumbling noise comes from the pantry. Everybody in the room turns their head to the source of the noise, which is right behind where Tom is sitting. Beat.
What was that?
That was me. Sorry, I've been working all day and haven't had a chance to eat. I am famished.
You're working on a Sunday? I haven't been giving you too much work, have I?
No. I mean, I was working on
Tom starts to sweat profusely. He takes out a handkerchief to wipe the sweat off his forehead.
Tom helps out some of the kids from church with their mathematics homework.
Is that so?
Yeah, I teach them trigonometry.
That's wonderful. You know, my son, Michael, had a friend just like you when he was in college. He worked 2 jobs, one at the college and one at his parish. It's so nice to see enterprising young men like yourself these days.
It's not really a second job. I'm just helping.
Oh, tell us about your son's college. Where did he go?
He went to Westchester.
While Wendy and Eileen talk about Michael's college, Tom feels extremely hot and thirsty for some reason. He takes off his sweater vest, but that didn't help. He then downs his entire glass of milk. Still, he gets hotter and thirstier by the minute.
And it's like, where did all the time go?
Wendy laughs with Eileen, and out of the corner of her eye, she notices her husband's strange behavior.
Are you okay, honey?
I'm fine, just feeling a little hot.
All of a sudden, Tom's vision becomes blurry, he feels out of breath, and he proceeds to plant his face right into his dinner. Everyone gasps. Wendy rushes to Tom's side, lifts his head, and moves his body back into his chair. She shakes him worriedly.
Honey, are you okay, honey? Talk to me.
What's the matter with him?
Then Tom opens his eyes. His mannerisms have changed. He casually wipes the mashed potato off his face with a napkin. A smirk plays on his lips. He takes off his glasses and throws them away. He speaks in a deeper and more confident voice.
That's better.
Honey, are you all right?
Right as rain, darling.
He gives her a kiss.
I don't suppose you always take a nap in the middle of dinner.
Arthur laughs at his own joke, expecting Eileen and Wendy to join in. Eileen gives a dry smile while Wendy is not amused.
Me? No. Although, I can only imagine what it's like to sneak out at lunch to sleep with underage prostitutes.
The colors drain from Arthur's face.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, come on, Arthur, don't play dumb. I need you to play along to make this interesting.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, let me start at the beginning.
He meanders over to Arthur and stands behind him, grabs a roast beef off of Arthur's plate, takes a bite, and puts it back.
Arthur Joseph Anderson, Jr., born in Manhattan, New York, 1913, to the wealthy newspaperman Arthur Fitzgerald Anderson, Sr. You spent your childhood being a terror to about a dozen servants and never getting told off. You were enlisted in the Second World War in 1942, Somewhere in the trenches of Belfast, while hiding under the bodies of your dead comrades, you realized that a civilian life isn't so bad. So you pulled all the strings you can and somehow managed to get an early release. How am I doing so far?
Everyone looks up at Tom, flabbergasted.